G'day cocktail lovers, I hope you've been keeping well, getting past that sort of possibly overindulging part of the year and can be stressful. It could be even worse going back to work, quite honestly, but hey, you do what you do in these times as far as I'm concerned, and this may well take your mind off troubles because this drink's certainly a bit of a distraction. The idea for doing this came from a friend who asked me during a live stream why I very rarely make vodka-focused cocktails. And that's a surprisingly complex question, but the shortest version of the answer is vodka is a bullshit ingredient. If you're putting it in a cocktail, if you're mixing it with other things, it contributes nothing taste-wise. Once it's mixed with other things, you basically can't taste it. It's just there to get you pissed. Not to sound too judgmental, because I've had more than one night in my life where the goal is, let's just get pissed, and if I don't taste the alcohol, all to the better. In fact, ask friends of mine who used to hang out about 10 years ago, this drink is exactly what I would have ordered at a bar. It's vodka, it's fruity, and it won't taste like alcohol. That's my guess at least. I haven't tasted it ahead of time. I just looked at the ingredients, went, this will not taste like alcohol. It'll be very bright and very fruity. And yes, I have to confess, because a bunch of people would out me otherwise, this is exactly the sort of drink I used to order in bars. For reasons unknown to me, it's called a San Francisco, and as I said, it's vodka focused. So the first ingredient is going to be 2 ounces of vodka of your choice. Look, to make it at least a little bit more interesting, I'm going to finish off this flavored vodka I've made. I infused just your ordinary vodka with some sumac, which is a spice, I think it comes from flowers. So it's given it a slightly more interesting flavor and color for that matter. So the first ingredient going in is 2 ounces of the vodka, 60 mils of the vodka of your choice. There are other alcohol elements to this cocktail, but they're very fruity liqueurs. The first is an orange liqueur. Again, you can use what you have. Might be triple sec, Cointreau. I have a locally made dry curacao. I was going to just go the whole way with the party drink and use blue curacao, but because other elements of the drink are red, I thought, well, if I stick to the red, it'll probably be a nice color. If I add blue, it's probably going to go some gross murky color. So I'll stick with the orange curacao, and it is just half an ounce or 15 mils of your orange liqueur. We're also adding half an ounce of banana liqueur. And yes, anyone who uses vodka liqueurs should not be judging anyone else's drink choices, quite honestly. So we'll just soldier on ahead and going to put, again, half an ounce or 15 mils of banana liqueur. Now comes the very fruity, I don't want to taste alcohol elements. We're going to do 1.5 ounces of pineapple juice. So 45 mils of pineapple juice. If you have never watched one of my videos before, you're going, that's a bit slack using a can. As I always say, pineapple juice is the most difficult juice to get fresh. So I definitely don't judge anyone using canned or bottled pineapple juice. And that's what I'm using, 1.5 ounces, 45 mils. We're also going to add 1.5 ounces of pineapple juice. This I have fresh, and I thought just for fun, making this very party oriented, I will peel a strip of the peel from this orange before I juice it, and I'll try and make a very colourful party-ish garnish out of this, something I rarely do. But then again, I rarely make vodka drinks, so why not do something else I don't usually do? So I'm going to keep the strip, and now we're going to add 1.5 ounces of fresh orange juice. The final touch, just 1/4 ounce or about 7.5 mils of grenadine or pomegranate syrup. This is some I've made myself. I thoroughly recommend you make your own. It's really easy. Just 50% pomegranate juice, 50% sugar. Mix, you can put it on the stove to warm it up to make it easier to dissolve the sugar. Tastes way better than any store-bought grenadine, basically. So that's my strong recommendation. Make your own. I'm going to add 1/4 ounce of grenadine. This is unsurprisingly a shaken cocktail. So add a bunch of ice, bang it in hard, and shake for about 10 seconds. If you wanted to be fancy with this, you could put the crushed ice in your glass and do it. Me personally, I'm just going to do a dirty dump. Just about perfect. I was really worried that was going to overflow and I was going to make a terrible mess in my kitchen. And my ultimately very half-assed garnish, I've gone with some Morello cherries and my orange peel. We can just rest that on top. And here we have, as I said, the very drink I would have ordered about 10 years ago. Very fruity, very fluffy. Love to order the girliest drink on the menu. So what does it taste like? Unsurprisingly, it tastes good. It's sweet and fruity. It doesn't taste like alcohol. And as much as I've been disparaging this and then admitting that it's kind of me, if I had to choose between drinking with someone who wanted to order drinks like this all night and a whiskey snob who wanted to just drone on endlessly about how you've got to have your whiskey at a particular glass in a particular room temperature and blah blah, the whiskey snob can fuck right off. I am doing the bright and colourful. I mean, honestly, not my first choice, but they're in line ahead of the whiskey snob, quite honestly. So if this is your type of drink, I recommend you go and do it. If you want it fruity, sweet, and really not tasting of alcohol, but actually having a decent alcohol kick in it, this one is going to fit the bill. The San Francisco. That's my little late party gift from me to you. I'd be interested in hearing from you where you are on the spectrum of, you know, light-hearted cocktail drinker to serious cocktail drinker. I think everyone tends to migrate towards the more serious cocktails as they go along, but you gotta have fun now and then. So if you've never been here before, if this is the first time on the channel, it would be great if you subscribe. Tell your friends even. Hit the notification bell so you know when I upload. Give the thumbs up if you like the occasional fruity cocktail. And most importantly, have a good time. Look after yourself. Look after the people around you. I hope to see you again soon. Until then, cheers.